We are in discussion. What are the consequences? What is the change that world would see post 2024 United States presidential election? 2024 United States presidential election is not a normal election. People, they voted to a person whom they had kind of discarded in previous election when he was sitting president, Mr. Donald Trump. Now, when people have voted Mr. Donald Trump back, means there is kind of it can be said that there is a serious compulsion for the people in United States. As far as the main thing that is coming to open now, that financial condition of America is not good. In that sense, people voted to Donald Trump considering giving him a plate that he America first. Everywhere America first. First, American people has to be kind of they have to be fulfilled as far as job and other economic concern, like their company should get the all the contracts, then only outsider should get the chance. Now Donald Trump has owed, he has given pledge to the people that this is what he is going to do. In the presidential addressing, post-election, in public addressing gathering, he addressed people that whatever the promise he has made, certainly each and every point he is going to fulfill. In that scenario, what is the consequences that anyone would see the around the globe? Since 1990, after disintegration of USSR, America is the sole superpower and mainly economic forum. American companies, they are ruling the world as far as their software and electronics is concerned. They are ruling the world. Now, when their economy is going down day by day, probably in a kind of uh, outburst of social media, that is also killing the multinational company. Now, in that sense, what is the situation of the countries which are directly associated with America as far as economy is concerned? Many countries, they are receiving help from America as far as monetary assistance is concerned, like Pakistan, Ukraine, Israel. They are getting monetary assistance directly. Whereas there are countries and Taiwan as far as educational assistance is concerned. But there are countries which are tightly coupled with America as far as economy trade is concerned. And one of them is Japan. Very, very serious concern that Japan is going to have now. Especially now from since 2009, Russia is slowly it is building up the power. Now, in the name of BRIC nation, where Russia, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But now it is now association of 32 countries, and most of the Asian countries they are participating with the Russia. Excluding one of the main country, excluding is Japan. Japan is not with the Russia. Japan is still with the America, and the Japan relationship with America was good prior to the Second World War, but Second World War, Japan kind of it did kind of some bomb explosion, and in the naval of the United States, and post that, then United States it bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. After that, from the 1960s onward, United States again started taking Japan seriously, and it opened gate for the Japanese company to sell its automobile and electronics in America. Japan economically it flourished to an extent by selling its automobile and electronics to America that Japan in 1980s Japan became second richest country in the world. Wealthiest country second post United States, Japan became this much electronic good and automobile it was selling into United States. Means United States heartily accepted Japan. So Japan, which were bombed by United States, later it became the biggest economic trade partner with United States. Very nice. In 2010, Japan became third richest country post China, and one time Japan's 33% export Japan's 33 export was to the United States. 33% export. And United States 22% of the import, all import was only coming from Japan. Post now in 2020, I believe it has reduced to 8%. And Japan's total export 18% is going to America. Now, it is lesser to, I believe, China is the first one where 22% of the China export is going to America. And for America, I believe more than 10% of the import is coming from China. So Japan is third richest and export import also with America, it is third one. But still, it is very high. And around more than 70% of Americans now, they feel that Japan is a kind of a country they can admire. It is kind of very near to heart. They can believe on a Japanese. In Japan also, more than 50%, I believe 70-80% of the people that they admire, they believe American number one. So America is the country any Japanese admire, trust on them as number one. So they have tight relationship as far as economy is concerned. With Japan's economy, Japan is a developed country, third richest country because of America only. Now, post the election of Donald Trump, what will happen to Japan? That is the question that is arising. Japan is not part of BRICS nation. I mean, Japan is not part of Russia and its friends. Japan is not in that list. When Russia pushed its army in the Ukraine, the Japan opposed it. Japan stood with the Ukraine. Japan stood with the America. Japanese ministers, foreign delegatory, they went to Ukraine and they met Vladimir Zelensky. One is Mr. Vladimir Putin and one is Mr. Vladimir Zelensky. So both falls in Russian subcontinent. But anyway, Japan supported Ukraine, Japan supported America. Now America is forced, Mr. Donald Trump is forced to close down all the import. If you are getting electronic good from America manufactured, then they will discard the foreign one. If they are you are getting automobile America made, then they will discard the kind of dissuade the foreign one. So Japan companies would now they will be hindered in going inside the America because this is the election and this is a very hard election and this is the it is called most historic election happened in United States. In that scenario, what will happen to Japan? Because other side now world is becoming polar, bipolar again, where Russia, China, they are together. Two the biggest power now they are together, and Indian government, they are with Russia, they are with America. Means there is no solid stand. But Indian people are with Russia always. Now, in that sense, only Indian government they go to Russia because people they like. But whatever, officially China and Russia are together, and two pole is getting constructed again. Now, in another pole, America and Japan, these are the big countries are there plus European Union. In that sense, when America is closing down every economic forum, every economic kind of attachment with the outside world, then what will happen to the Japan? Japan is not directly monetary beneficial from America like Taiwan and Pakistan and Ukraine and Israel is. But if it is same as if America closes down Japan business in America, then what will happen to Japan? So that is the question, and then answer to this question is what will happen in future that everyone would see.